What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. I'm Lamar. That's LJ. What the hell are we talking about today?
Week one in the NFL, we're going to talk about a lot of things that happened, a lot of things that I was actually shocked about. I was shocked
Okay.
about, and
Stupid.
we're going to talk about some. Maybe I get a little bit into other sports, maybe namely Serena Williams
Yeah.
and her incident that she had at the what was it the British
The
Open or
U.S. Open. That was right here in the U.S.
okay, whichever one.
Yeah.
We may get in a little bit of that. We touch on that, but right now it's football season. So, which
Hells
game we gonna
yeah.
start off? Which game we gonna start off on?
We will start with. Um, I guess we'll start with what everybody's talking about: the Bears Packers. um, everybody talked about the Khalil Mack trade. Khalil Mack had a monster first half, and Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and this guy right here text me like, "I told you about the Bears. I told you about the Bears." and then,
I'm still right
and then,
about the Bears. Look
and
how
then,
great that team
and then,
is.
well, they still got some things to work on, obviously. But and
Well,
then Aaron
they
Rodgers
have
comes back.
exactly what I said they had to work out on their offense. They can't have their
Well,
defense out there, we can't have their defense out there the entire time while Aaron Rodgers takes them apart and the offense not score points in the fourth quarter.
right. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, their offense is a problem. That's why I'm not sold on them yet. I never said their defense sucked. I'm not sold on them
Well,
yet
they,
because their
well, well,
offense.
like I said before, they need to run the ball. I have no idea what this coach is. I don't know where he came from, but that's my type of team. A team that if you run the ball 1,000 times, do what Jacksonville. They need Tom Coughlin. Do what Jacksonville did. You see how great their defense was,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like they have the tools to be even better than them, and they have and I don't know what Mr. Trubisky's going to be, but I know he's better than Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles, he's just not a good quarterback.
I think they're about the same as of right now. I would give Blake
Well,
Bortles
he's
the
only second
edge.
year in the league.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'll give Blake Bortles the edge. I mean, he's he won a playoff game last year, or did he win two playoff games last year? And then and, they knocked off Pittsburgh. They almost beat the Patriots. Blake Bortles wasn't terrible. He's like Alex Smith though. He's not gonna win you any games. That's the problem.
That's what I'm talking about. They need to establish the run. Uh, they need to play the game like that. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah.
I watched that game. I don't know why they didn't just establish like their two running backs that they have are pretty good. So I have no idea why they didn't just give them more of the run and pass. Make it a run first, um, pass later type of offense where he's more of a game manager. But he's still really young, so he'll work into that mode.
Yeah.
But and plus the coach. This is the coach's first time coaching in a game. You're playing coaching against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of positive things to take out of that game. So I'm not just sitting here shitting on them at all. I'm just still not sold on them. It's definitely like I said, promising. They look really good. The diva Khalil Mack was a monster in the first half. Like he just did everything in the first half. But
he had to score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like Ray Lewis
yeah, he
out there.
did. He did. He did
He
everything.
was around the ball every single time, and I knew this was going to happen with this guy. I was like, he's going to be a leader of that fucking defense, and he's going to do pretty much everything. So since they have so many guys who do one thing, and he's just that type of player who can do everything on the field. He's going to do everything. He's going to beat everyone's face. He's going to be every pile on. They're going to be able to hold that ball back, but then you got a player like Aaron Rodgers. So like it's like I would have never. I never count out Aaron Rodgers. That's number one. But number two, like that's kind of an anomaly. That's not going to happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
that's
well, they're not gonna be down
but that,
20 to nothing either all the time either.
you know what I'm saying? Like like a player like Aaron Rodgers not doesn't come around like all the time. So
Right.
it, also I know that we talk a lot. The league talks a lot about the comparisons between Aaron Rodgers
Tom
and
Brady.
Tom Brady. Cal Cowherd had a unique take on that. He said um, he was talking about you know Tom Brady won by the way that he won against Houston Week 1, and Tyron what you call it, the Honey Badger Matthew. He said
Matthew. Yeah.
yeah, Tyron Matthew.
Yeah.
He said that Tom Brady was everything I thought he was going to be. He said it's the first time he ever played against him.
Mm.
He was like he said that he said he was looking at every assignment on defense and he was audibling out of it.
Mm.
He saw what they were doing. He audibled out of it, so he doesn't get touched.
Mm. Yeah. I
That's why,
mean,
and that's why he's been around. Aaron Rodgers doesn't do that.
right.
He's just so physically gifted that he can just wing it.
right. Right. He
And
he
that's why he
just
gets hurt a lot.
right. He just right. I was gonna say he gets hurt a lot because of that. He's confident in his ability to scramble and to improvise, but yeah, that's not always the right situation. That's not the best thing to do for your career, and not or for your team always either. So it's like, yeah, I get tired of people saying that he's more. Is he more talented? Probably more talented, but he's not
He's
better.
definitely more talented.
But he's not smarter. He's not a smarter quarterback than Tom Brady. So Tom Brady is better. Like there's always been players that are more talented in every sport. There's the most talented player is almost never the best player. You know what I mean?
I'll give you another comparison between your quarterback, not John Elway,
Joe
your quarterback, Joe
Montana
Montana,
and
and
John
John
Elway.
Elway.
He also said that too. Right.
John Elway was more talented.
Right.
He was the number one overall pick from Baltimore. He was from out of Stanford. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the more talented quarterback. Joe Montana was a third round pick from Notre Dame.
Right. And
You know what I'm saying?
but he was a better quarterback. Like yeah, like you could do that a lot. Like you could do that on different sports. You could do that with different positions. But yeah, just because you're more talented doesn't make you better. Like Tom Brady's the best quarterback, even right now. Not just ever, but right now he's the best quarterback. Like better than Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what nobody says. Aaron Rodgers is more talented. He's better. If you ask me who would I rather have for one season, Tom
Who would
Brady.
you rather have at the beginning of their career? There's not even a choice. It's Tom Brady every single time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not even if I knew what Tom Brady was like. Even if I had my lineup, I don't have Bill Belichick.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have my lineup. I have Bill Belichick. Just going off of I know what this guy's going to do.
right, right.
I will get Tom Brady every single time.
Right.
10 times out of 10.
He works harder. He studies harder. He just does. He pays more attention to detail than any quarterback. Probably outside him and Peyton Manning will probably pay more attention to detail more than any other quarterbacks ever. Those two quarterbacks are like in terms of paying attention to detail. Like those are probably number one and number two, whatever order you want to put that in. But like yeah, he's definitely he's definitely better than Rodgers. So all right, let's move on because we got a lot of games to get to. Let's
Let's move on to the Jets.
whew,
Um,
the Jets Lions.
the Jets Lions game because you have a Jets jersey on. So let's move
Oh
on to that
my
game.
god! All right,
Go ahead. You watched
so
the game. I didn't watch.
yeah, so Sam Darnold first play of the game throws an interception and then of course doubt starts creeping in everybody's head. I didn't really care about that to be honest. But then everything after that was all money. Now he wasn't like spectacular. He threw 2 touchdowns. He threw for like 190 something yards. He was really good. He was really solid. The Jets defense was ridiculous. Like they were on point. Their special teams was on point. Like Detroit looked so bad. Like I don't know if that's just how bad Detroit is. I mean, again, it's just one game, but they were at home in a national televised game, and they looked terrible. I mean, the Jets knew. Oh, and by the way, they said I can't remember which player said. He said he knew every play. He knew everything that they were gonna call. He knew all their signals and everything. I'm like, I don't know how he knew that because it's their first game. He's the first time coach, but
Hello.
he said he knew everything. What'd you say? You say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No,
The thing froze, right?
froze.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like he knew, like they knew everything that was coming. For some, I don't know how they knew that, but they did, and that's bad for a first time coach, first game, and somehow they knew everything that was coming. I don't even know how that is, but they did, but Sam Darnold definitely looks solid, and I didn't realize out of all those quarterbacks that got drafted, he's the only one starting in week one.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that. How was it? Josh Rosen's not starting. They have Sam Bradford out there in Arizona.
Yeah,
He should sit in the bench for a little while. But
yeah,
Sam Darnold, the way he played, he's playing like someone who's a rookie who's already ready to play.
yeah.
So so from what I saw, I only saw highlights of the game. He doesn't have much of an arm on him. Those balls are coming out wobbly.
Yeah.
Like every USC quarterback, he's a West Coast quarterback who throws who, like the, who throws those intermediate to short passes. He
Hmm.
wasn't really airing the ball out downfield, so that's fine as long as you win the game. It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, he
Uh,
was accurate.
he was accurate. You're gonna make mistakes. You're a rookie, so get him out the way. He got out of the way. That showed poise, and he didn't let that get to him. And he threw two more touchdowns. So I'll actually be fine with he was my quarterback. But now we have a comparison. Okay, now you're going to start hearing people talking. You already hear
I
Giants
already
fans.
heard it.
You already hear Giants fans doing a little bit of yabbering. Maybe we should have picked Arnold. We should have picked Arnold.
Still too early.
It's too early to tell.
Yeah.
Um, with that, let's go to the game. Let's go to my game. Uh,
Giants,
Giants
Jags.
Giants at Jacksonville. Okay, our defense showed up. When I say our, I mean Giants. Our defense showed up. They actually played a really good game. The defense played really, really well. I'm not sure if it's the defense or just Blake Bortles is not playing good. Not being a good quarterback.
It's probably a little bit of
But
both.
yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. OBJ definitely showed up. It was a nice matchup between him and Ramsey.
Mm.
He kept them from getting touchdowns, but Eli didn't throw the
But
ball.
he had what, 11 catches or something like that though.
Yeah, like he had a lot of catches.
I think he had 11.
Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville was playing zone, so I don't know why they did that. They won the game.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say they
so
held y'all to what, 15 points, so it worked.
yeah, I guess, but I'm not sure why you would play zone, but okay. I would rather see. I'd rather see the matchup between OBJ and Ramsey, but and when they play 1-on-1, he shut him down.
Mm.
So we wouldn't have scored much of anything.
Yeah.
But the only scoring offense we had was the rookie, Saquon Barkley, who
Oh
ran
yeah.
68-yard a touchdown.
Right. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of that. Like so far for the very small sample size I've seen, it looks like I'm not comparing him directly to Barry Sanders, but it's one of the things where he gets stuffed, and then he just breaks out for that long run. You know what I mean? He's like that's again, one game and one preseason first quarter. That's all we got. But that's kind of what happened. He broke out for a crazy run in that first preseason game, and then after that he didn't do much. Then this game he didn't do much. And then he broke out for that big run. So it's like, that's kind of what people people predicted him to be anyway. So we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, just one game, but um, as far as the game itself, yeah, it was like I like the game. Like I don't usually like games where it's not a lot of scoring, but I thought it was a pretty good game. There was a lot going on. The defense was both making plays. As long as it's just not three and out, and nothing happening. But there was plays to be made. Like OBJ was catching balls. Like it was action in the game, and that Saquon Barkley run certainly helped. But I thought Eli looked a little off still.
Eli's old. That's number one.
Yeah.
Like we need to replace him, and we need to replace Eric Flowers needs to go. He needs to.
I was waiting
he
for you to
needs
bring him up.
Go.
He was
needs
getting
to go.
crushed on social media.
if you look at it, there's plenty. I'm in a few Giants groups on Facebook. So so they isolated his plays, but he's just getting murdered. Like they should have took him out the game. Like if he was getting murdered like that, like you know what I'm saying, like guys were just leaving him in the dust. Bigger guys than him were leaving him in the dust, outworking him. Pushing him off to the side, bullying him. Like he was getting penalties, almost gave us a safety. I was like, take him out of the game. Like you know that he's a problem.
Yeah.
Like he's shown that he's shown no improvement over his rookie year. I have no idea why they. Okay, so he's a first round pick. So what? There's been first round picks who have been bust before. Get this guy out of here.
Right.
He's 24 years old. He's not learning. He's not getting any better. Just let him go. Don't start him. Let him go.
Okay.
No more excuses. No more excuses.
You heard that, Eric Flowers? You suck. Nah. Nah.
There's a petition going around to have him removed from the team and have his car towed from Giant Stadium parking lot.
Damn. Yeah, everybody was crushing him. I was like, damn. And it was like different. Like I was on Facebook watching. It was like different friends from different groups of friends. Like they all agreed Eric Flowers got to go.
Our tight end had the block, and our tight end Ingram. He had the block, and he's not a good blocker. We got him because of vertical threat. Even though he didn't have many catches in this game, and the big catch that he did have was called back. He had a few catches that were called back. Otherwise, he'd have like 50, 60 yards. But he only had one catch because they were all called back. One he pushed off. I'm like, if you're already ahead of the guy, why are you pushing?
Right.
There's no that makes no sense. You have the ball, like just catch the ball. That's it.
Right. That being said, I do like. I still got high hopes for the Giants. I'm not a Giants fan or anything like that, but like sometimes they'll be better. Like I don't know. I just feel good about.
We're gonna crush the Cowboys next week. They suck. Let's speak about that game.
Yeah, let's talk about that one. Might as well. Yeah, they look bad.
They look terrible.
But
they
Carolina didn't look much better, to be honest. But Dallas.
Carolina didn't look good at all, and they crushed the Cowboys.
Well, they didn't crush them, did they? They only won by like 10 points, maybe, or
it was 16-8.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It was 16-8, but I'm not talking about score. I'm talking about dominating the ball.
Yeah,
they were just dominating the ball.
I thought Dallas' defense looked solid though, but yeah, their offense they better go re-sign Dez Bryant.
Yeah, go re-sign him. I mean, because Dak Prescott can't move the ball. He's not good. I don't know why Jerry Jones has it in his head. Oh, let's get this third round pick. Let's put him in there. Like
well, I mean, it worked out at first. I mean, they went to the playoffs. They were great the first year. So I mean, that's why.
Well, what you go? The only reason they were good is because they had Tony Romo in the game first, and nobody planned for this young guy. Right. Like a lot of teams do scouting on. If you're not planned for, then you're going. Then what I'm saying, like you have a lot of room for success because you're not.
They don't know what to expect, right?
No, I get it. They don't know what you're doing. They know Tony Romo, and they could not stop him. That's why he's not just a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He's a Hall of Famer.
I wouldn't say that. I would call him Hall of Famer. I'll say he's really good.
He's really a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer.
I wouldn't.
Period, point blank. Tony Romo is a Hall of Famer.
He's not gonna make it to the Hall of Fame.
He's gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. He's gonna make it.
I don't think so.
He has one of the. I think that he's a top 5 in pass. In passer rating, touchdowns, percent. Like he's.
I don't think he was in the playoffs enough. I don't think he had enough success.
He'll still make it because he's just every year he's like a 6 or 7 time Pro Bowler, All Pro. Like he'll make it. Him and Witten are going to make it. But yeah, when you got a guy who's like that, who pretty much can improvise and do all this other stuff, throw the ball down the field and get into the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got Dak Prescott who's not really that good of a quarterback. He can't. He doesn't have an arm. He has legs. He's not really that good at improvising. Like you're lucky you have Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm not even sure he had a good
And
game either.
he didn't. Trust me, he's on my fantasy team, and he didn't do me any favors. um, they only ran him 15 times. I guess part of that was because they were struggling to move. Like they were struggling to get yards. So sometimes you just abandon the run. People were saying, "Oh, why you don't run them more?" I'm like, if it's not working, you just don't. You're not gonna just keep running 1 or 2 yards. You know what I mean? So you abandon it, and plus they were losing. So, yeah, I mean, they don't have weapons. Like outside of Ezekiel Elliott, like they don't have any receivers. So they and although Dak Prescott, I don't think he sucks. I think he needs help. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's not a you know what I mean. He's not a upper tier quarterback. He's an average quarterback. So he needs people.
He's a lower
He needs
average quarterback.
he needs weapons around him to be successful. He needs everything to be right. He can't elevate. I mean, I think he shows leadership skills, but how far is that going to get you if you're not moving the ball? You know what I mean? Like he needs guys. He needs playmakers. Just plain and simple, or he's not going to be successful. Like he's not a he like I'm trying to think of like he's like an Alex Smith. Even Alex Smith can throw the ball, can make things happen,
Don't
but
compare Dak Prescott to Alex Smith. Alex
no, I'm
Smith.
saying Alex Smith is better. I'm saying he's not even that. What I'm saying is Alex Smith doesn't even need as much around him as Dak Prescott does. That's what I'm saying. Like Alex Smith, like look like Washington. I mean, not granted, Washington played Arizona, but you know what I mean. Like, but he doesn't need weapons all across the board to be successful. He's not gonna get you. He's not gonna win your Super Bowl either. But he's not. He does. He can move the ball. You know what I mean. He's smart enough. He's a veteran. He can move the ball to where you can be. You can work. You can win with Alex Smith. You can win games with Alex Smith. Prescott needs a lot more around him to win games. Um, moving on, I guess to since we're talking about Alex Smith, let's talk about his former team, the Chiefs. Yo, that offense, yo, Pat Mahomes, yo,
I told you about that
this
dude, man.
dude, bit
I
like
told you about that dude. I told you I was willing to give Kansas City 10 of the our next 10 first round picks for him.
yeah, he's definitely worth it. At least after one game, he looked like he was worth
This dude
it.
has an arm on him.
Yeah, yeah. And Tyreek Hill, he about to make Tyreek Hill look like the best wide receiver in the NFL. Like he's about to make him look that good. Yo, technical difficulties.
Yeah. I can
um, yeah, like Tyreek Hill had a monster game, and it's funny because I'm back to my fantasy team. I was about to pick him, and somebody right before me picked him. But yeah, he was a monster. I don't know what Kareem Hunt did, but I know Tyreek Hill. He had a kick return for a touchdown. He I think he had he had one receiving touchdown. And Pat Mahomes just on point, man. They're gonna once now they got to work in their defense because their defense ain't great. So if they get a defense, all of a sudden Kansas City look like one of the favorites. Oh, come on, people out there.
You have to go to the next segment, I guess.
Every time you hear a car horn honk, next segment. um,
It's like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
um,
What's the secret word?
we might as well touch on the Falcons Eagles game because we haven't talked about that. We haven't been on since then. I don't think, right? Yeah, because that was last Thursday. Yeah, that was a shit game. Um, Falcons still look like they gonna struggle in the red zone. They struggled in the red zone last year. They struggled in the red zone in this game.
Don't know how Matt Ryan got MVP. I still don't see it. I never
he
saw.
did have Kyle Shanahan that year, so
Yeah, I really just don't see it about with Matt Ryan. Like I've never been real big on him.
well, he's not that great.
He's not. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Matt Stafford were drafted in the same draft. Do you know who's drafted before?
Also,
I think
Joe
they were.
Flacco. Joe
I
Flacco was
think
also in
so.
that draft. No, they were. They both started day one, and they both made the playoffs that year, I believe,
Oh
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. Yeah, I think they both were rookies that made it to the playoffs. So and they both started right away. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, Matt Ryan. I started giving him a little bit more respect after the MVP season. He finally took him to the Super Bowl, and even though they blew the game, he was up big on the Patriots. I started giving him a little bit more respect. I was all right. I'm not going to write him off anymore. I'll at least give him some credit. But I don't know. Like now that he doesn't have Kyle Shanahan, maybe Kyle Shanahan was the only reason why he was that good in the first place. So I don't know. We got to see. Well, again, week one was it's just 1 week, but the Eagles. It was a close game, but it was a boring game, and the Eagles. Eagles didn't look that much better, but I don't know. It's just I don't. And plus, it was so long ago now. Like it was 4 days ago, like 4 or 5 days ago. So I don't even want to talk about that one no more. Let's move on.
Yeah, yeah. No one really cares about that game.
Yeah.
It was a terrible game, and my mistake. Matt Ryan was drafted in 2008. Matthew Stafford. I don't know when he was drafted, but
um. I do remember Flacco and Matt Ryan coming in at the same time. I do remember that because they
yeah,
both made the
they
playoffs,
did come at the same time.
and they both made the playoffs. It was their first year.
Oh
Um.
yeah, Matt Stafford is 2009.
mm.
He was the number one overall pick.
He was. I didn't
Yeah,
even
Matt
know he was number
Stafford.
one.
His number one overall pick. Remember that was the 0 and 16 year.
Okay, right before that. Okay. All right. So the one of the shocking games of the day we'll talk about. The
Tampa
Saints
Bay.
and the Bucks. Like, Jameis Winston's suspended. Saints are at home. You know how good the Saints were last year, and you know how good the Saints are usually at home. And then Tampa Bay was up what they won what 48-40. It was crazy. Like that game was crazy. I was watching it on Red Zone like every time like they kept cutting back to that game because somebody would score right away. Like they was going back and forth. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick, that he isn't he not one of the most weirdest quarterbacks ever? Like he can look. He has 6 touchdowns and no interceptions, and then there's games where he's had 6 interceptions and no touchdown. Like he's so up and down, it's ridiculous. Like I
When
guess.
you talk about peaks and valleys, this guy has like Grand Canyons and fucking Mount Everest.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he goes so up and down. It's crazy. Like I guess you know what it is. I think when he's the bench guy, the backup, he comes in. He's good. When you establish him as the starter, that's where you have problems. Like that. I remember when
He should not be your starter. If you, the Jets did the right thing by getting rid of him years ago.
I remember
Yeah,
when Buffalo had him and he played really really well for Buffalo. They gave him a contract extension and then he was terrible from that point on. From that second on, he was absolutely terrible. The rest of the time he was in Buffalo, and they were stuck with him for a few years. And they just said, "Fuck it, let's just cut bait with this with him." And speaking of Buffalo, well, we'll get back to him, but we'll get back to them, I should say. But yeah, like Tampa looked crazy. Like what if Fitzpatrick has 3 more games like this before Jameis Winston comes back? Do you still bring Winston as a starter? Or you just ride with Fitzpatrick until
I'm Ryan
he's
Fitzpatrick.
yeah
Jameis Winston, I'm getting rid of anyway.
yeah yeah because I mean they I guess I don't know what they should do because they're gonna have to just draft the quarterback again probably because yeah I think Winston is gonna be out too. This might be his last year with Tampa and they're just gonna be done with him probably. But either way, um, I don't know what that was by the Saints. Saints are like this. Like every other year, they're good, and their defense is usually bad, even whether they're good or not. And their defense is pretty damn bad on Sunday. But you just
47 to 3. No, I'm sorry. That's a different. Yeah.
48 to 40 was that final score. um, yeah, I don't know. Like Drew Brees deserves better. Give him a better defense. Um,
To be honest, I'm surprised he has a ring. I'm surprised. I
I
really
kind of
am.
am too. I kind of am too because
He's one of those players like who like he's one of those players after his career like he should have had a ring at one point, but then and now this
he
type of guy
got
who has
one.
a ring. He's just like yeah, I
What?
don't think you
How
should
did he
have ever
get
had a
that?
ring.
Like, how did he get that? It's a shame because as great as he is, he will never get the recognition. Like I don't know what it is. Like he just goes always gonna be like back there. You know, he's considered as one of the elite players in the league, but he's gonna be forgotten. You know what I mean? Like 10 years from now. You know what I mean? 10 years from whenever he retires. After he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, obviously, but like he's not gonna be a guy that's talked about throughout history of football once he's done. Like he just I don't know. It's just something about him.
That we talk a little bit about when they won the Super Bowl, they played against the Colts or whatever. And this is like LeBron for Peyton Manning. This is like him playing against LeBron playing against the Mavericks
Mm.
in that first year.
Mm.
He should have never lost that fucking game. He should have never lost that. That game was right for the pickings for him.
Yeah.
Lost
Yeah.
that game. You know, he had a guy, Darren Sharper, who was it Darren Sharper or was it Jamie? Hold
I
up.
think it was Darren Sharper.
Darren Sharper, who just totally destroyed him. And now Darren Sharper is in prison for raping a lot of women.
That's crazy. Like
Yeah, like that was crazy.
yeah, that is crazy. Like that's
He's never coming home. Never.
yeah, yeah. That is his home.